Hello, hungry people, and welcome to the Science of Barbecue and Grilling with Meathead, presented by Kingsford. I'm Jenny Johnson.
And I'm Meathead.
And today we are celebrating the first day of the barbecue season, which is St. Patrick's Day.
You know, it's interesting. Everybody celebrates St. Patrick's Day with corned beef, and it's always thought to be an Irish dish. But in Ireland, beef was hard to come by. They used to corn pork. Corning is a process of preserving it in a salt solution. When they moved to the United States and they settled in Lower Manhattan, they found themselves side by side with the Jewish population. And the Jewish people owned all the butcher shops. So they couldn't eat pork. They corned or preserved beef. So the Irish adopted corned beef as their dish for St. Patrick's Day.
That's a good story, my man. Okay, so what are we cooking today?
We're gonna take corned beef and we're gonna convert it to the one step above. We're gonna make it into pastrami. I think it's the ultimate smoked meat.
We are smoking corned beef to make some pastrami. So where do we start? We want to make sure that we get some of the salt out of there, so we put it in cold water overnight.
Yeah, it comes to you in this package here, and it's swimming in a saline solution. That's the preserving, the corning process, and it's way too salty. So you want to get rid of that salt. You soak it overnight to get rid of some of that salt, and if you can, change the water every couple of hours or so.
All right, so now we're going to dry it off. And then we're going to use some rub. What rub are we going to use, Meathead?
Well, I have spent many hours at Katz's Deli in Lower Manhattan.
So good.
Where Harry met Sally and she said, I'll have what she's having. This was it. And this is my attempt to replicate the famous Katz's pastrami rub. And you want it on thick.
All right.
Yeah, that is it. Okay, let's roll it over. And then we're going to move it to the smoker. And we're going to do what we always do with a brisket, because corned beef is usually made from brisket. Some of it's made from another section of the meat called navel, but it's mostly brisket. And so we're going to take it to the smoker and we're going to treat it just like a brisket. We're going to smoke it at 225 for 8, 10, 12 hours, however long as it takes to get it up to 203 degrees internal temperature. Now there are some other tricks that you can learn about how to make pastrami, such as steaming it after you smoke it, and we describe all of that at AmazingRibs.com/videos.
That hunk of meat looks pretty good. Let's go to the smoker.
Let's get it on. So here I'm going to dump in some of the regular blue bag Kingsford charcoal. And then I'm going to take some crumpled up newspapers, put it under the chimney, light them, and in about 10 or 15 minutes, these will be all white and ready to go.
All right, so for a video about different types of charcoal, the best ways to start your fire, and how to use wood for flavor, just go to AmazingRibs.com/videos. Meathead, what is this gorgeous piece of art that's in your backyard?
Isn't this spectacular?
Yes.
This is probably the most beautiful smoker in the world. This is the Komodo Kamat. And it's a Kamado, which is a type of thick ceramic smoker that really is efficient. It really holds temperature for a long time.
And it actually resembles the Indian tandoor.
Right, and the original design is something out of China from ancient times. So it is really effective.
And we're talking some seriously thick ceramic.
Look at
right
that. That's
here.
about 2 inches of refractory material in here. Takes about an hour to get this baby up to temp. And once it's up to temp, a bag of charcoal will burn 24 hours. You can set it and walk away and forget it.
So it's
really,
very efficient.
Really nice.
Okay, and very hot.
Yeah.
And very expensive.
Yeah, $6,000.
But it's worth it. Okay, now people should know that they can do this exact thing on any of their smokers or grills at home, right?
Yeah, you can do this on a Weber kettle. I mean, it's nice to have this spectacular looking device out by your pool for when you're entertaining royalty, but you can cook these beautiful pastramis on any old smoker or grill.
It's pretty impressive. Okay, so how long has the pastrami been sitting in here?
It's been in there 12 hours at 225, rock solid, and we're shooting for 203, and right now we're at around 201. That's good enough for me.
Okay, let's go make our sandwiches.
You bet.
Okay, so we're gonna start with some Thousand Island dressing, but of course, it's not really a Thousand Island dressing because it has a Meathead twist. What's the twist, Meathead?
I put a little barbecue sauce instead of the ketchup in there.
Oh, nice. And the full recipe is online at amazingribs.com/video.
And you just need it on one side of the sandwich.
And now you're gonna pile on that pastrami.
Okay, here's our pastrami right off the Komodo Kamat, and let's get a look at it. Now look at that magnificent color.
Wow.
Pink color. Oh, look, it's just falling apart here. Tender. Oh, it's just falling apart. Juicy. This is just like downtown at Katz's. In fact, I call this recipe close to Katz's pastrami.
You know, Meathead, people talk about the Reuben as the ultimate sandwich, and it's really good, but we're taking it to a whole new level.
Yeah, the Reuben is usually made with corned beef, which is dull. This is corned beef on steroids.
There is nothing dull about this. All right, put that pastrami right on here.
Okay, let's...
Be careful of those pretty fingers, Meathead.
We're gonna pile it on
apparently.
Just like they do at the downtown delis.
Okay.
And let me, it's falling apart.
Falling apart in the most perfect way. Okay, and now we're gonna put some sauerkraut.
And here you go. You got your corned beef and cabbage for St. Patty's Day.
Look at this. Okay, and now we're gonna add a little bit of cheese. This is Swiss cheese, but you can use whatever you want. And you're not done. You're not ready.
We're gonna toast it and melt the cheese.
Oh, can't wait another second.
Just like Katz's Deli where Harry met Sally.
It is even better.
Yes, yes. Remember, folks, cooking for others is an act of love. And the most important part of the meal is not what's on the plate, but who's in the chairs.
Cheers to that.
I'll have what she's having.